Good morning, MD here with Bases Beautiful. Just dropped the kids off at school on my way to work on a very cold day here in Tupelo, Mississippi. And I just was thinking, I just watched Greg Miller's MidLife sports cards video about the beginning of the year. And in that video, Greg describes, he gives the metaphor of swimming near the rocks.
But as I'm in the water and I'm snorkeling, I'm thinking, it's a little bit of a risk to snorkel over here by the rocks. But it is amazing. And it is so well worth the risk.
Basically, the idea is to try new things, to push yourself, stretch yourself a little bit in the hobby, try something that you haven't tried before, go after something you haven't chased before, that kind of thing. And that video dropped, and I had already been thinking about some things that I have not pursued yet in sports cards. You know, when I first got back into the hobby and I was looking at vintage and learning about what's out there and what I might want to chase, one of those sets that seemed completely off limits to me, just financially and in terms of interest too, was 1952 Topps set. Of course, 1952 Topps, famous for the Mickey Mantle rookie card, one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive card of all time. Very expensive in any grade. If you have a genuine copy of the card, you spend a good deal of money to get it, even if it's altered or trimmed or anything like that. But so really, I've been kind of scared away from pursuing anything with the set. And for whatever reason, the other night, I just kind of felt like looking at some 1952 Topps cards. Now, I don't know fully what I'm looking at in terms of the common players and stuff. But, you know, I began to appreciate some of the beauty of the set. And there's a particular card in there I found of a guy named Preacher Rowe that I'm curious to look at more, because it looks like something I may be interested in purchasing at some point. But anyway, when Greg dropped his video and I started to think about, you know, how I might stretch myself this year if I were to do something like that, you know, that 1952 Topps idea kind of came into my head, because I have not, like I said, I've been pretty timid to approach anything prior to the 1960s. And so it's been a stretch for me to reach back one more year into the 50s and start to understand and appreciate cards from that time. I love the history that it encapsulates, but the 1952 Topps, so I don't know if I'm going to end up purchasing anything related to 52 Topps this year, but I'm at least beginning to educate myself and get familiarized with what's there and what I might pursue and what things look like, what things go for, and start to allow myself to think like maybe this isn't out of reach, and maybe there's a few cards in here that I'll end up with. You know, I guess part of a fear is if you start digging into 52 Topps too much and you start loving it, then you'll end up having to seek out the Hall of Famers. And how am I going to acquire a Mickey Mantle and a Jackie Robinson and, you know, all the different Hall of Famers that are in there whose cards are all super pricey because it's just a very expensive set overall. But anyway, we'll figure that out at some point, whether I end up going there or not. But I just wanted to share those thoughts kind of in response to Greg's challenge put out to his viewers, and just thinking about what that might mean for me. Maybe it's a 52 Topps year. Maybe it's the year I get the oldest card I've yet acquired, which as it currently stands is the 1957 Frank Robinson card. So is there anything earlier than that? I'm sure there will be. And whether that comes this year or not is yet to be determined. But Anyway, I just wanted to take a brief little driving thought with you on my way to work this morning. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.